Evening, guys. So it's been probably maybe even a week since I've done an update on the Monster Beetle build. It's basically taken me that long to find the time and the energy or motivation to wash all the parts that needed to be washed and degrease everything. But it's all done. So I'm just going to walk you through what we've got now in terms of everything laid out and then some of the upgrades. I know I've already done a little video on the upgrades, but there's a few new things which I've decided to do or had to do. Right, so away we go. Here's everything laid out, nicely washed. This is basically all parts of the Beetle there. You'll notice only half a clean chassis because obviously I've got a new chassis to build. Tyres, everything in that yellow pot there is to do with the suspension, which I've fully cleaned. There's the electronics and the motor. I'm mulling over getting a new sport tune motor. More on that, I guess, if I decide to. A few tools laid out. There's a body shell. I'm going to run you through this tray of upgrades in a moment, and then I have inventoried, cleaned and sorted all the parts, nuts, bolts, etc. Made a list of the things that are missing, and then try to get replacements where necessary. Right, so let's run through the new bits and pieces. This is a bag of A parts. This is essentially I had to buy the whole set of A parts to replace the other half of the chassis. I've shown you on the previous video, even the good half of the chassis is a bit broken, so I'm probably going to use both of the new chassis parts from that bag. I picked up, I think from eBay, this kind of sticky Velcro tape. This is so I can essentially, rather than double-sided pad, which is what I've done previously, sticky pad in the electronic speed controller and the receiver, I'm going to use Velcro so they can be interchangeable between different kits. What else have I done? This is new. When I took apart a gearbox, I found I had the old plastic bearings in, these white ones there. I went ahead and got 4 more ball bearings for the gearbox, so that's new. I've already shown you this, but this is a valuable bag of kind of nuts and bolts, which is going to fill a lot of the missing ones that I had. New oil for the shocks. A new replacement spar, metal engineered piece, which is kind of a brace for the body shell. The other one was cracked and totally messed up. This here is a bag of H parts, and that piece there, if you remember, I discovered was cracked when I took the whole thing apart. This is the drive shaft. It's different and an upgrade to the existing one, and I will show you why. The existing one is kind of got these hex joints, and what happens is that comes out the gearbox around the axle, and then it's joined by can't quite get the focus. These hexagonal kind of things here. You'll see though, and it's quite hard to see under the detail, that these over time have worn down and they're not so much hexagon anymore as round, so the corners have kind of burred off. As it gets round, it spins within the axle and you don't get the traction, and that's definitely happened. It's worn down. You can see on the edges where it's kind of been polished and curved. One of them is really bad, maybe this one, but you can't see very well. So it's not so much a hex joint as a circle anymore, so that's an upgrade to make sure we've got traction out of the gearbox. One of the things I discovered was I was missing a lock nut. I think I found online a single modelling lock nut for about £1, but then I managed to get just from a normal shop 10 for £1, so why not? And then the other thing I was missing was this little kind of tubing. You can see it there, and I'm missing a mere one, and I had to go ahead and buy this set of 5, which I think these cost a £5 by themselves. Official Tamiya spare parts though. Right, so there you have it. That's what we've got, and I suppose let the build commence.